I've got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back to Tubi Tuesday. Trying to get this sound right. We're taking a look at Mega Snake, a sci-fi original film from 2007 starring Michael Shanks from Stargate. This is one, out of all these, this is actually one that I've seen, I think. I think it's the only one that I've actually seen before. It's the only one I've actually seen before, but I don't think I've ever seen the full thing till now. I've seen bits and pieces on the Sci-Fi Channel. I was like, what is this? I see Michael Shanks, because I'm a big Stargate fan, and I go, what is this? Mega Snake. With this big-ass CGI snake. Hey, it looks better than some of the other CGI stuff they had on Sci-Fi Channel, so it's not that bad. Yeah. Tibor Tucox. Wait a minute. This movie was directed by Tibor Tucox, director of The Gate, and its sequel, The Gate 2. Yes. He also directed the TV movie version of Sabrina the Teenage Witch that is not canon to the show in any way whatsoever. But I know that name. He also directed a bunch of other Gate 2, some episodes of The Outer Limits and The Red Shoe Diaries, Earth Final Conflict, episodes of Crow Stairway to Heaven. My Babysitter's a Vampire. He directed episodes of My Babysitter's a Vampire. I did not know that. Yes. I was like, I know that name. Tibor Tucox. I'm not going to pronounce that name. Despite the fact that it takes place in the South, as you can tell by everyone's accent, it was filmed in Bulgaria. And you can also tell that some of the cast did not speak English, because there's two characters at least that are apparently overdubbed. The two exterminator guys. Did they even mention here? Hick exterminators is all it said. What are they? Is it Cooley and Patterson? Are those the exterminators? They are. So after finally sitting through this movie, what did I think? Well, what I feel like the first half of this movie, way too much lead up. All the big snake stuff really happens in the second half. There's a couple of things at the beginning here, like in the early part, but the first half of this movie is a relationship drama between our main character, Les, that's Shank's character, and his current girlfriend, Erin. And this other cop named Bo, or Big Bo, who looks like he could be the actress who plays Erin's father. He looks like he's 50, and she's like 35. I don't know. Can I look it up? Erin's not on here. There's a Faye Duff. Todd Jensen. Played with David Lee Roth. Are we sure this is the right guy? I don't think this is the right guy. Because it doesn't say anything about movies, just music. I don't think this is the same guy. I don't know. But I don't know. It also has the appearance of the superhero Feedback. And if you're wondering what the hell is Feedback, well, You see, Sci-Fi Network had a show called Stan Lee's Who Wants to Be a Superhero. It was a contest where anyone could apply and become a superhero. The winner of the contest was feedback, I think. The winning hero on the channel's first Who Wants to Be a Superhero contest, though, and it was originally advertised as starring feedback. He's a very minor role in this movie. So the film actually starts in 1986. We see two brothers, Les Daniels and his brother Duff. Those are names, apparently. Les is terrified of snakes, but he's forced to go into a snake handling ceremony. When he's supposed to give one of the snakes to his dad, he hesitates, which the snake then bites his father's artery, killing him. Yeah. Now it's 20 years later, so this takes place in 2006, I'm guessing. So because he's guilty of what happened to his dad, he's guilty about it, his brother often teases him regarding the snake. So Duff goes to pays to help him get over the phobia. Goes to a Native American snake proprietor, Screaming Hawk. Screaming Hawk then shows him a snake called the Unteca, which is a small snake in the jar on his desk, which, if it's let out of the jar, will grow to a massive size. And apparently it's killed many of Hawk's tribe in the past. It'll start growing once it starts to consume human flesh. So the tribe was finally able to kill all but one of them. So this is the only one left. So you must ask the question, why didn't they kill it? Well, you see, it is unethical to kill all of an entire species. That's the only one left, and that would be genocide. And that's a big no-no. So they have to keep at least one. Although, no, a lot of the cases when stuff like this, I was only one left, and now, if you had just killed it, we wouldn't have this problem. But I see the point of not committing genocide, so yeah. Don't let it out of the jar, don't let it eat anything living, and never fear the heart of the snake. And he's told he cannot have it, but Duff steals it anyway. And he gets home, starts to tease his brother, and then when he goes to grab it, it falls and breaks. Despite the fact that the snake grows double in size instantly, Duff doesn't believe what Les says. And that night, the snake decides to eat the pet cat. Yes. Growing almost 20 times its human size, but it hasn't eaten human flesh yet. Right? Well, anything living. Oh, never mind. And then it sneaks out to the chicken coop, killing all but one of the chickens. But then it eats the last one anyway. And Les's mother hears the commotion, and she ends up dead. Well, she's not dead yet, but she eventually is. She's left there. Alright? So it's during this whole thing where the whole relationship thing happens. So Les goes out to a bar with his co-worker Faye, and they get to drinking and end up flirting. This is where Les's girlfriend, Erin, with whom he has issues with at this point, though it's never really explained why. They just do. Apparently he has commitment issues. Maybe that's why, I don't know. Shows up with Big Bo. She then sticks her tongue down Bo's throat as a way to make him jealous. And then they just sort of take off away from each other. And Les wakes up the next morning in his truck with Faye. But nothing happened. But it's Erin who finds the truck, and she thinks something did happen. Despite the fact that they're both fully clothed and clearly just woke up. I don't know. So upon going home, he meets with Duff, and they go out drinking because Duff drinking all the other beer. I like when Duff comes home. He comes home, Ma, you can, and then you have her inside the chicken coop. Duff. She can't yell because conveniently in horror movies, people can't yell when they need to yell. Like Laurie Strode in Halloween 2. That scene is so fucking stupid. She can't yell. Then as soon as I get inside, she's able to yell. That is, at least at this point, it doesn't happen where he goes inside and then she's able to yell. No. You just can't. Right. So the brothers go out and they get drunk. Then they get in an argument and start fighting each other. Like, Duff knocks Les's noggin on the jukebox. Everyone's having fun with this. They're betting on it until some dude's drink gets spilled and they're like, oh no, get the hell out of here. Really? That's... whatever. So, they have an argument, and quite rightfully so. Les is like, Les starts to walk the other direction. He goes, what are you doing? He's like, I ain't driving. Very good. He's been drinking. Then he ends up at Aaron's apartment and just like crashes in front of the open door. There was nobody that walked by and saw him there. No. Duff goes home to have some chicken, and he is eaten by the snake. After the snake drools on his chicken. I think I'm not going to want chicken in a while after this movie and the next one. But, yeah. Les wakes up the next morning and the girlfriend shows up and he's like, came to talk to you. She's like, let's go home. And at one point, Big Bo is like, you leave my girl alone. And I'm like, she's not your girl, dude. I don't understand him. And he looks old enough to be her father. So, Les goes home and finds the place in shambles. He can't find his mom or Duff, none of the pets. The chickens are all dead. There's feathers everywhere. So he calls the cops. And he gets there. He tells them what's going on. And, of course, Big Bo was like, well, I think you did it. Like, me? He's like, yeah, what? You killed your brother and your mom. Okay, what about the chickens? The cat killed the chicken. What killed the cat? The dog. Who killed the dog? Hell, you could have killed the dog. I'm just like... He arrests Les for this. Despite the fact that I'm sitting there, I'm going, wait, you know for a fact he was... I'm confused by this. He locks Les up in jail because he thinks Les is the one behind this. My problem with this is that both he and Aaron know for a fact that Les was in front of Aaron's apartment the entire fucking night. After they had a fight, they went their separate ways and he was there the whole night. He beeped the thing a bunch of times. There's no way it could have been him. Yet Big Bo somehow thinks about it. Big Bo then talks to the mayor, and it becomes Jaws because... not yet. Because as they're talking to the mayor, they're like, oh, I think we should... something going on. We need to... Is Big Bo there? We need to stop the carnivore, whatever it is. He's like, what? No, we can't do that. It's the biggest thing. And they're like, nah, we don't need to do that. So, then Les is in jail. Then the snake goes on a rampage killing people. And this one extra guy, this dude, this minor role dude, thinks he's the star of the picture. All of a sudden. Because this dude grabs Old Glory, the flag, gives the snake a big piece of Merca. But he delivers this line... You will not get my family. Like, does this dude think he's the lead of the movie? He dies instantly, you know. And after all this is when he's like, maybe we should set it down. No, we're not going to do that. You need to figure out what's going on. You know, and so, again, they don't believe that it's a snake. So, back at the sheriff's office, Aaron is able to sneak in while Big Bo was distracted with Faye. And this is where I was like, he's flirting with Faye. So I'm like, did he set Les up? Was that all that was? Was it the setup so he can get in Aaron's pants? But they never go that route. They never go that route of doing that. It just, I don't know, because they're about like kids too before. So then they're like, oh, I found this big snake skin, and it's clearly just like a clear tarp that they're saying is snake skin. So they're gonna go after the snake, figure out what's going on. Then Bo realizes that Les has escaped, and they find the snake skin because they just left it on the thing. Now they believe there's a snake, and they get the ATVs and the shotguns. We're going after this thing. That doesn't go well. Everybody dies except for Big Bo, who gets bit. He finds his way to the two redneck guys, the exterminators who Duff talked with earlier, where I was like, they're dubbed? I'm like, that's right, they filmed this in Bulgaria. I bet you they couldn't do Southern accent, so they had to overdub them. Well, they find Big Bo just in time for Big Bo to die. And, Les and Aaron make their way back to Les's house, where he goes through the place to find the jar that's in the garbage. The jar that he came with. The two exterminators show up and say that, because apparently they connected it to Duff about the snake. And, so they have their own plan, I guess. And they go into the store to talk to Screaming Hawk in the city, in the town. So the exterminator's plan is to take propane and the propane accessories and blow the snake up. It does not work. They try and they end up dead. One dude gets a squished. Yeah, they both end up dead. And thus the snake makes its way to the fair. The carnival, whatever it is. Yeah. So when Bo and there's so much in this where it's like, if they just believed it, the movie wouldn't be as long. But by this point in the movie, we don't need no more non-believing stuff. So when they go to talk to Screaming Hawk, that's his name? I can't find the name. Screaming Hawk. God damn. Not the Screaming Hawk. He's like, you need to kill it from within. He's like, what? He's like, what? So it has to swallow him, and then he has to kill it from within. He's like, oh, you're crazy. And I'm like, why are we doing this now? Why are we doing this? I don't believe you stuff now. Doesn't make any sense to me. But he's able to convince him. So they follow it to the fair. That's where it's going. Of course it is. There's a pretty cool montage here. It kills a bunch of people on a roller coaster. That's pretty cool. And I do like how they introduce feedback. And he's like, oh, kids. And he's teaching the kids that if you see something bad, you need to tell an adult. Remember, if you see something bad, tell an adult. Some kid goes, snake. Turns around, time for some feedback. And he like zaps it with the microphone. But he does have some kids get away before he himself runs away. Doesn't get eaten though. And I'm sorry, but if I was a fan of that show, right? If I watched that show and I saw that the winner is going to be on there, I say, if he's not eaten by the snake, then what the hell is the point of him being on there? And he wasn't. But it's almost like there was a contract where it's like he could be in this movie, but he can't be killed by the snake. He can't die in the movie. Come on. If I was him, I'd want to be eaten. I'd be like, no, screw that. I want to be eaten by the snake. Are you kidding me? I want a contest. I hate being a monster movie, and you're not gonna allow me to be killed by the monster. Fuck you! I'm gonna be eaten by the snake. It's now 70 feet long, by the way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. County fair, yeah. And Faye also gets killed, but off screen we see her protecting someone, and then the snake comes up and just cuts away. Why? They get there, and the little girl is trapped in one of the right things. So Aaron, not wanting the little girl to die, runs to save her. However, this ends up with Aaron being swallowed. And I'm like, so that whole subplot about the relationship was pointless. Well, as it turns out, no. Because all of a sudden she's able to call on a walkie-talkie that I didn't know that she had. She's still alive inside the snake's belly. So Les is group. There's only two of them left. They go on to the haunted roller coaster, where Hawk tries to stab the snake, but the snake tosses him aside. Les is the only one left is able to do this, so he allows Unteka to devour him. And doesn't resist at all. Curzon, or to the Curzon emo. Yeah. Then Unteka goes towards Hawk, who is injured. But before it can do anything, it screams out in pain, flails in agony, and ends up dead because Les stabbed it from inside. He cuts a hole, snake's chest, cuts out his heart. He cut out his heart. And he and Hawk pull out Aaron. They all embrace. And Hawk gets the heart. And then we flash through a few months later. Les and Aaron are married, and they have their first child. I would say this is like a year later. Because, like, they have a kid. So is she pregnant already? Right? And I was sure there was going to be some sort of thing where we pan over to somewhere on the farm and you see like snake eggs or something. No, there was no sequel in it. I was for sure, this being a sci-fi movie, and I know there was no sequel. As far as I could tell, there was no sequel. Hold on. There's nothing on the Wikipedia that says there was a sequel. Mega Snake 2. What? Mega Snake 2. Mega Snake 2. I don't get it. Snake 2. The hell is Snake 2? I don't know. Mega Snake 2 English movie. Snake 2. It looks like it's the same thing. It's just... So is there a... I don't know. I don't think there's a sequel. That's a shame, because this is actually pretty good. Pretty good. Hey, this was the first one this entire season that I did that I can actually say was a good movie. Invaders from Mars wasn't bad, but this, I'm sorry, this was the best one I've done this season. It was. Some of the acting was not so good, like the voiceover stuff. And the actress who played Aaron sometimes is like, no! Can we get, take? No? Oh, cool. But, other than that, I enjoyed it. So, what are your thoughts on Mega Snake? Leave comments, let me like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.